Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classics/Non-Classics New Review. This is episode number 57 and Doubleshot number 13. First up, SpiderMan and the Fantastic Four, which contains the 4-issue miniseries plus Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man 42, and Fantastic Four 218. It's a two-part crossover story. Now, if I can tell about these particular stories when I place them. Now, in the case of the first parter, this takes place during the 60s. Tells with the costumes, yes. So this is basically after. This takes place before the wedding, because it ends basically, and of course, Dr. Doom swaps bodies. Apparently, he has magic, though it was just never established he started using magic until Fantastic Four 500. Which was a weird issue if you read it. Yes. First story is okay. Second story, this takes place in the 1980s. Well, just after Spider-Man lost his symbiote. Yeah. This is a weird story, second issue. Yes, it's by far the weirdest issue. Of course, Sue was wearing this red dress for some odd reason. No explanation exactly why, and then I'll change back in costume on. This next story, issue 3, takes place during... and of course, deals with the Mole Man. Yeah, where during the era of the New Fantastic Four. It says a few years ago, so basically not too long ago. They're wearing their 90s costumes, and this clearly takes place in the 90s, because the New Fantastic Four, which consists of these 4 guys. The Grey Hulk, which is Professor Fix-It, Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider, Spider-Man, and Wolverine. They get into a fight, and probably the most awkward moment of the book, and Rich was shocked about this. Spider-Man makes out with Sue Storm. Well, Sue Richards. Yeah. Though the funny thing about the end of the story is she's like, he says, at the end of the story, he says, "Can I still hit on you to sometimes irritate George?" She says, "Sure. As long as you're hitting on her, it's perfectly fine." Yeah. And the last story takes place in the present. Yeah. Apparently, the main bad guy for the story is the second Doctor Doom, Christoph Vineyard. Okay. And of course, they deal with some of the stuff that basically happened in just after. So apparently, this book takes place right after Mighty Avengers Volume 2 Venom Bomb. Okay. Oh, look, it's the cover for What If number 1. Let's see, where's that? There it is. Yeah, What If number 1. So this is not as good as exciting as the first miniseries, but it's an okay story. But that's the two-parter is really good. Yeah. Especially when Spider-Man teams with Fantastic Four to take on the 5-4. This book is not really as good as X-Men and Spider-Man, so I give this book a 3 out of 5. Not really a big excitement. Next book, and this is very surprising, a pre-One More Day story. Spider-Man, Back in Black. J. Michael Straczynski, Peter David. Artwork by, Artwork by, Ron Gory does the Spider-Man, his experiments, and Todd Nick does the, Friendly but Spider-Man. So Peter David writes the Friendly but Spider-Man issues, while John Marcinski writes the Amazing Spider-Man issues. Now, this book contains Amazing Spider-Man 593 to 543, and Friendly but Spider-Man 17 to 23, and number 1. And number 1 is simply an origin story for the Sandman. Now, Friendly but Spider-Man is kind of like a detective story in a way. Basically, the whole point of it, most of it except for the last issue, is simply Spider-Man trying to clear Sandman's father's name for murder, who had killed an alternate version of Ben Parker, and also, apparently, it also ties in what goes on Friendly with Spider-Man, dealing with the Spider-Man of 21, I think it was, and then the Amazing Spider-Man stuff is simply the main story. So basically, the Friendly with Spider-Man stuff takes place concurrently with it, somewhat. It takes place, it's like an in-between type thing, but it just happened, what I call this a crossover. Possibly. But it's kind of like Spider Island with stuff tying into it. Pretty much, The Amazing Spider-Man setup is the main story, while Friendly with Spider-Man is something that takes place concurrently with it. But there is one thing in here, they show in here, I do not like very much, that I'm glad the fact One More Day got rid of this piece of crap, is about to show in here. This, of course, at a time when Peter Parker got the anti public codes. Of course, One More Day fixed that, anyways. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it in here. These stupid stingers, they have to put in here. I'm glad Susansi retconned that. Okay? Despite that, the artwork is good for both stories. And basically, everybody knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, so like One More Day got rid of that. So, this is free One More Day. Would I recommend getting this? Yes, if you're a Spider-Man fan. One thing, I consider this the true ending that John Michael Sargent's run. Not One More Day. That was a piece of crap that was forced upon him by Joe Quesada. This is a much better story than frickin' One More Day. Though somehow they continues One More Day. Okay? 5 out of 5. Okay? That's it. Alright, stay tuned whenever I do a next Comic Corner. I'm gonna do my DVD review next, where I'm gonna do something that I've been hoping to do for some time, and now I finally get a chance to do. Okay? Bye.